Hello everyone and welcome to another New Capenna draft. And this time, okay, we have one of these ascendancies, but I don't think the Maestro's ascendancy is really good. There are, I think, two quite good ones, and the rest of the three are not that amazing. This definitely requires quite a bit of setup. So you have to have instant and sorceries or sorceries in your graveyard, and then you have to sacrifice a creature. The spell gets exiled, so you can't really reuse them. Yeah, this is not a good one. Let's take something else. The bouncer speed down is pretty decent. Only single color as well. It is decent with 3 mana, but of course sometimes you get to cast it for 1 mana. I think I'll take it, definitely. And what else this pack has? Another very good green card in Jewel Thief. And I don't think the pack is that amazing otherwise. Yeah, it's an easy beatdown, I think. Okay, well, I get the Stomper here. Someone took an uncommon over that. So the Disciplined Duelist is... I quite like it. And Lagrella. Okay, so both of these banned uncommons are in the same sort of a print run. Interesting. Well, or it's not banned, it's what's the name of the family for this color combination. I don't actually recall it, but yeah, I think the Magpie is okay. Definitely, it has some nice um, I mean utility. You don't have to exile your own creature, but you sometimes can, and then it can be quite beneficial to get it back as a larger creature, and triggering its ETBs and such. But I took a mono green card, pick one, and this is definitely a pretty decent card. So I should just take it, remain green in here, and see what else is coming my way. Okay, so let's see. There's the rare land, of course, which will be a fine pickup when I'm at least 2 of these colors, but I basically could still be, for example, green red or green red black. So that's not a pick now. The security Throx might be the pick here. I'm not taking a mono green card. This is fine, but not like amazing. I think I like the 4 mana 5/4. It's not that easy to get for that, the treasure cost. But of course, when you do, that's a really huge tempo swing. And early in the draft, I might, prioritize some treasure generating to make it happen. Yeah, I think that's the card I'm gonna take here. It's just a dumb, 5/4 for 4, but that is a pretty sizable creature, so I don't think it's such dumb after all. Alright, so here, yeah, there's a 2-drop, which is, fine. Nothing like too amazing with this card. But there's a better 2-drop here. The Citizen's Crowbar is really decent. 2 mana 2/2 with, that can give it a +1/+1 boost to anyone if you pay a little bit of money. And of course, it is just a naturalize or disenchant built in. So I think I'll take that over something like an Exhibition Magician, which would have been an interesting choice because of the rocks. And the Socialite is fine, but I think if white is going to be open, I mean, this is the best card in the pack, I think, so I should definitely, this early in the draft, consider the option that I might be still drafting white. I did pass a couple of white cards, though, but anyway, that happened. I mean, the fact that I picked this because it was still clearly better than the options there. Now, okay, I don't actually see red being that open. I have a Sticky Fingers here, which is, considering what the card does, not that bad because of the death trigger. Usually these kind of auras are just completely unplayable, but this might not be unplayable. I don't think it's gonna be the pick though. The briefcase, I might take it. I'm not. Oh, there's also the Bird Citizen, but then again, I'm more likely to always be green than white. I might still ignore white here. The Skycryer is okay, but I think I'll take the briefcase. It being a 2 mana 1/1 is not, that amazing, but you will get the treasure token, of course, because, well, it is a treasure. You don't get a token. Yeah, it's just a treasure. And sometimes you might be in a position to actually draw 3 cards from this, but I think that was a somewhat weak pack, and I wanted to take this in case I actually, need the kind of treasure synergies. All right, so here, not going to take the Capenna Express. If you watched my first draft, which was my previous video, well, it wasn't my first draft, but the first draft I recorded of this set, I had some success with the Capenna Express, but this is not gonna be the position to pick it. I'll take the 2-drop. It's not amazing, but it's pretty. Um, it seems like I will pick green here, and I should just take playable green cards. And this is, uh, at least it can attack into bigger creatures because it's fairly easy to make the death touch happen. And sometimes you might be able to get and your entire team get death touch, which can give you some nice attacks. Now here there's a Dapper Shieldmate. I think it's okay. If I'm white, I mean, of course, that's not really a reason to move into white, but it could be a fine playable if I am white. Ready to Rumble, I don't like too much. But I think I like the most for the family. I don't need a random 2-mana creature because I have those already. And, okay, I wasn't sure if I'm gonna be white now. It's quite unlikely unless I'm green, white, red, but that wouldn't need a lot of fixing. But there's a call in a professional. At this late, it's pick 8, so the last pack I haven't seen from this pack 1. This is really good, this gets rid of shield counters, which is a really common feature in this set. Just a 3-mana instant 3 damage to any target is really decent, always in limited, so I mean that's really a reason to kind of maybe lock myself to a red in addition to green. There's a that gets me mountain and forest, so I'm gonna take the mana fixing even in the 2-color decks at some point, but not necessarily right now. There are 2 options for me. There's Antagonize is not what I'm looking for. I could take the Magician or the Plasma Jockey. Now, because this has the option to, produce a treasure token, and just because I have the security rocks, I think I'm going to pick it for that reason. But I do think the card with Blitz is maybe in a pack 1 pick 1 situation is the better out of those 2. All right, so I don't think I care about treasure tokens enough to take this. I'll take the Roast Master. It's actually quite decent for a 3-mana 3/2. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play a lot of them, but it is a citizen. Well, so is the Sojak, but I think when I'm a red-green, I'm more interested in being aggressive than defensive, and this card is, of course, more defensive than aggressive. So I'll take another Roast Master here. And I even got a Socialite. I think the big score is not exactly the kind of card I need for this deck. I guess there is the kind of play pattern to play this on turn 4 and then get those 2 treasure tokens to immediately cast the security rocks, but I don't think that's really that amazing. Alright, so let's take this 1-drop now, and I even got the most wanted, so a lot of playables for my colors. I think the Crowbars I'll go away. I don't think I'm gonna move to white unless I get something really amazing. Well, there is an Inspiring Overseer. That is an amazing white card. There's also the Ruffians in format, pretty decent 2-drop. There's the Obscura Ascendancy. This is also one of those less playable in limited ones. So even if I was these colors, I wouldn't really be that interested in this. It's really a high setup cost there. Okay, what is the pick here? I think based on my deck, what it looks like now, it will be just red-green most likely, maybe with some splashes, but I think I should just take the red-green producing land that also I can cast for a card later on. The Inspiring Overseer is really good. Plasma Jockey is totally fine, but I have enough playables. The Plasma Jockey isn't really maybe necessarily that amazing. There's also, by the way, Gathering Throng, which would be nice if I was white, but I would take the Inspiring Overseer over that thing. But yeah, I took the land now because I do want to have some number of fixing even in the 2-color decks just to make my starting hands more reliable. Alright, so this pack has a ton of options. There is a reasonable option to just splash for this thing. This early in the draft, it's pack 2, pick 2. I could easily find ways to get the black mana. I don't need the black mana early to play this card. Definitely a few sources will be enough. And I also have a fixer here. This can get a basic land of any kind. So a swamp would be a thing. But then again, this has a good 2-drop, another good 2-drop. There's a Sizzling Soloist, which can really be amazing in aggressive decks. It's one of these 4. I don't know what I'm taking. I guess I might just take these because it's rare, it's fun, and this also has the option to actually get rid of some artifacts or enchantments. Definitely not a, I mean there are some in the format, because 7 damage usually is more than you need to actually get rid of the target of this spell, so you will get some excess damage and you might be able to remove some kind of a cheap thing, if nothing else a treasure token, which is well, doesn't have a mana value. Alright, so, or it is mana value 0 rather. Initiate another fixture. I don't think this 2-drop is that amazing. I'm now looking to maybe splash for black, but I don't think Grisly Sigil is for this deck. Yeah, I'll just take another Razor's Ring. Although I would be more interested in now to have some, black producing lands too. But okay, well, there's a Masked Bandit, which I would have because of the Inferno. The funny thing about this, well, the interesting thing about this maybe rather is that they can always help cast themselves. Assuming you have 2 of these colors, you can make the third with its own exile ability. But yeah, anyway, the pick is, of course, Black Market Tycoon. Pretty good mana dog, because if nothing else, this is just a thing that adds mana while being a 2-mana 2/2. Mana of any color even. And of course, sometimes you might get somehow punished by the treasure tokens, but it's not that often a thing. So yeah, let's take that one. And now Brazen Upstart. Well, I don't think I'm gonna mix this deck with any white cards. So now Fatal Grudge, not necessarily a card I'm going to splash. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna play this. Definitely not if I don't get at least some other fixing than just a Stomper. Here I could take now a Plasma Jockey. So I don't think I need a 2-drop necessarily that much. Well, I don't think the Socialite is that amazing, so I'll just take the Plasma Jockey now. I want to have at least one of these. It's pretty decent. Aggressive card. Alright, so well, I don't need another for the family. I don't need another 2-drop. At least not of this caliber. It's not that great. There's a Masked Bandits again, but if I want to have some black producing lands, I think I should take the Tramway Station. Price fight is okay, but I think I'll just take the land here. And here there's a Rivete's Charm. So if I'm splashing for black, so this is one of the charms that doesn't have too many interesting options, because the exile target player's graveyard can be, at some point relevant, but not often. But this will make the opponent sacrifice the most expensive creature. I could take that or just the Masked Bandits, but I don't think I care about the bandits that much. I'll take the charm. Now I have 2 black cards I might be interested in splashing. And I still get a... Okay, let's make the splash easier. Just take a Tramway Station. Now this will mean I will have a bunch of Endless tapped lands, but and the Wrecking Crew is fine 5-drop, but I don't really need any 5-drops necessarily. So I'll just make the splash that easy as I can. Right here, probably another Plasma Jockey. Don't think I care about this. This only fixes red or green in this deck, so no one is caring about the Gathering Throngs. This is not for this deck, so I'll take the Plasma Jockey here. And do I get one of the 2-drops? Yeah, I get both of these are still here. Well, Mayhem Patrol is really decent, but I think I'm mostly red-green, so I'm able to use this pump ability multiple times. Making this into a 4/4, for example, shouldn't be too troublesome. Plus, I have some treasure making in this deck, so I can get permanent stat boosts for this card. Here, I don't care about any of this stuff, so I'll just take an uncommon. And, okay, I got the Masked Bandits. I guess I can take one of them. I don't like the Arcspitter that much. A 5/5 Menace with Vigilance is actually quite nice curve topper anyway. And do I want to have a Wrecking Crew or the Socialite? I think I'd rather have the 2-drop in fact. I don't have too many of them yet. Okay, I got another one. But the 4/5 is like I don't know how important it is in this kind of deck. I'm going to do quite well with just all these cheap cards, I think. I hope. Alright, so here okay, this cares about multicolored permanents. I won't be having those too many of, so this is mostly a 3-mana for 1, so not that good. I'm not white. I'm not gonna splash a double caster. This is a decent card, but not for this deck now. I think another call in a professional is rather easy. I do like the Kaldaya Strong Arm quite a lot, but I hope it's coming back or something. But this is, I think, a better option now. Horde Hauler, I think, yeah, 4-mana vehicle that has only 5/5 stats and requires crewing 3, and the ability is not really that amazing because you can't really control how many artifacts the opponent has. So not a good card. Hey, there's a Riveter's Outlook, Swamp, Mountain, Forest. Okay, so with this I will be having easy time casting my black cards by only including one Swamp in the deck. I don't think I care about any of this other stuff, no. So now I have the Topiary Stomper and the Outlook, the Overlook that cares about me having a Swamp in the deck. I will have one Swamp and then these tramway stations. Yeah, and this, yeah, I will have easy time casting any black card. Alright, so there's a Riveter's Charm number 2. How many creatures do I have currently? Only 14. I think I might be more interested in creatures. Let's see the curve here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 15 seconds time. Because I would like to have the Strong Arm, but I also like the Mayhem Patrol. Maybe I'll just take that. 2 mana 2/2 Menace as an attacker is pretty decent, but okay, I'll take the 2-drop here. I don't think I like the Charm that much that I would be picking another one. I have actually quite a nice amount of removal in this deck. I just want to make sure I have enough creatures to actually, to keep up the pressure. Now, what is the peak here? I could take 1 5-drop. I don't have any. I think the Wrecking Crew is okay. This gets me a Forest. No, this is not the colors I'm interested in. I have enough removal. I don't need a prize fight. This is a double caster. I don't care about splashing a double caster. I have a couple of Plasma Jockeys. I think I'll take the Wrecking Crew. It is at least decent as a sideboard card, even if it doesn't make my main deck, which it still might. Alright, so yeah, I'm not gonna splash for that. Forest Plains Island, nope. Oh, Roastmaster, Antagonize. I don't have any kind of synergy for this thing. I guess I have some treasures, but I don't think it's enough to make this card good. A 3 mana 2/2 isn't good. I could actually take the Dig Up the Body. I have 2 of these things, so I don't necessarily want to have yet another 3 mana 3/2. But this could be an interesting card in some, matchups where it's gonna go be very grindy. I don't think I'm gonna main deck it, but it's decent in a grindy matchup. Here I'll just take another high quality 2-drop, which I think this is in a red-green deck when you can reliably activate this twice in a turn, which this deck should have no trouble doing. It's quite good. So let's take another fixer here. Okay, should I take a third called in a professional? Well, I do like it more than the light 'em up or the prize fight. At least I won't have too much trouble from any cards with sealed counters. I have now 3 ways to deal with them. Alright, so how about the rest of this stuff? So, Ready to Rumble. I don't think I care about the big score. I just don't have room in my deck for things like this. Wrecking Crew number 2. I guess it's take this or this. I think I like the 4/5 more than the Ready to Rumble. 5 damage is something I might be interested in dealing, but I don't know. Okay, now I get my Strong Arm, which I will take over another Roastmaster easily. I quite like the card. Because not because it's a 5 mana 4/5, which is not amazing, but because of the Bleach option, giving you some nice surprise value. Okay, I'll take the trick. Don't think I need another Dig Up the Body. Yeah, this is not gonna be played in the main deck at least. Alright, so another Sojak, but I think I just like more to have another Kaldaya Strong Arm. I mean, I haven't picked any of these, but I have passed a lot of them, but I still think I don't need that card in this deck. Okay, so I guess I can take the prize fight now. I'm not gonna raid draft a random rare, I don't need it for anything. So, and it's not even that amazing. I guess it could be played, but I don't think it's that good really. Okay, Antagonize. Okay, I got another Wrecking Crew still, so maybe I could have taken the 5 damage dealing card. But yeah, I guess my colors were very open, so I should have at least a lot of options to build the deck. Okay, so this deck has a lot of cards. I have what, only 2 cards in my sideboard, but there are some obvious cards in here. Daring Escape, Sticky Fingers, Antagonize. And I don't think I need all the 2-drops, but let's first cut the very easy ones, most wanted. Dig up the bodies, get sideboard card only. And here I don't need at least, I can cut at least 2 of these Wrecking Crews. I think I will play the Masked Bandits. I do think the stat-wise the card is quite interesting. And I have a couple of ramp cards. Well, I have even more that can produce me. Well, basically, let's see. So the Black Market Tycoon just, basically ramps you up. And then, of course, the Topiary Stomper also ramps me up. So I shouldn't have that much trouble getting to 6 mana. And now this is 28 cards. I don't think I actually need the briefcase here. I might have some spot where I can draw 3 cards, but I don't think it's that important here. I have other better 2-drops. This is just a 2 mana 1/1 at first. And I'm not sure if I'm that interested in the option to, sacrifice this just to ramp once a bit. It's probably not worth a card. So I think I can cut the briefcase. Let's see the creature count. It's currently 19, so I can easily cut some number of creatures. How many 2-mana creatures it is? Let's do it like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't need all this. So Civic Gardener is the weakest one out of the bunch. And I think I can cut one Show Slide here easily. Yep. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6 2-mana creatures. That's fine. And then I do like the Magician. The Treasure Token. This is at least a 3 mana 2/1, which is better than a 2 mana 1/1. So if I end up getting the Treasure Token from this, I think I'd rather have it stick to a 3 mana 2 power creature than a 2 mana 1 power creature, which was the artifact that I cut already. And the Strong Arm is quite often going to be a 4 mana card, so I guess I could keep it in here. How about the Plasma Jockey? Is this deck? I don't think. No, this is also always going to be fine with the Bleach option too. I'm just not sure if I'm that aggressive. I have some, decent late game here still with the Strong Arms and the Wrecking Crew Bandits, and the Stomper only can start actually participating in combat later in the game, and of course the Fixer is going to be good late in the game as well. So I think I could cut one of the jockeys here. That feels like what I could do here. Because of course a 4 mana 3/1 is otherwise pretty miserable. You have to be very interested in attacking, and in general you quite often just play this to for the Blitz cost to actually just draw the card and get some nice amount of damage suddenly dealt to opponent. I will play the Roast Masters, which with 16 creatures is going to be still. I'm gonna get some number of damage points dealt with these, and of course it is just something I can play on curve, 2-drop, 3-drop. Always nice to curve out like that. So I think the final cut, because this will be a 17 land deck, will be a price fight, because I have a lot of removal here. So let's see, this has the, I think the first option is going to be the one you are most often going to use. Make the opponent sacrifice their most expensive thing, and then sometimes I might be interested in the second option. And the exile target player's graveyard is in a very, very, it's a very situational effect, but sometimes you could have it. There are some effects that care about a graveyard, so you could need it sometimes, but most of this is the first option, and I think for 3 mana it's good. It's actually one of my only ways to deal with some really big creatures, because I didn't take the 5 mana sorceries that deal 5 damage. Oh, but I do have the Unleashed Inferno though. This is 7 damage. Well, I mean, I still could use 2 of these. But anyway, the point is, price fight is maybe a little bit redundant here, because quite often you want to fight with your creatures that actually are gonna survive. Now, while I do have some expensive creatures that late in the game will survive, this is not that useful early in the game. The treasure token is definitely a valuable addition to this kind of an effect, but still I have a 3 call in a professionals. They kind of do the same thing early in the game too. So I could sideboard price fight in matchups where the opponent has like their own, 4 toughness creatures that I can maybe, deal with using my working crews or something like that. But I do like the 1 mana trick more than this kind of fight spell because I do have, all these other removal. And this is also an interesting wording on this card. So this deals X damage to a target creature or planeswalker where X is the greatest power among creatures you control, which means that you don't target your own creature when you cast this. So opponent can of course respond by killing your creature that has the highest power, of course, but if you cast this in a situation where you have like 2-3 power creatures and you are targeting a 3 toughness creature, opponent would have to deal with both of your 3 power creatures in response to this spell in order for your plan to fail. So this is really a safe a fight spell because they are of course risky usually. Well, it's not a fight, this is a bite spell, but still even bite spells are risky because opponent can just respond by dealing with your own creature which you usually have to target. Well, you don't have to target with this thing, so this is definitely a high quality card of this kind. Alright, but I think this is the deck. So I have basically 3 black cards, but a lot of I just quickly check if there's something I wanted to still include in the deck that I accidentally cut. No, I didn't cut anything accidentally. So with all this fixing I have, so that is 5 lands that enter tapped, but I'm willing to pay that price. Also, these are quite nice because you can just cash in them for cards. Although with the Stomper, maybe I'm a little bit not willing to do that in all the situations. But then again, it's still a nice option to have, especially if I'm really flooded. It's better to be flooded with these lands that can actually draw me cards. Alright, so this means of course I will add 1 swamp in the deck. So that will be, all the black cards. That's a pretty nice looking swamp from the new set. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to get black mana in my lands alone, and then there's Masked Bandits is the 5th one, and then the Stomper is the 6th one. And of course I have treasure generating too, so I should have no problem casting my black spells. And then for the mountains and forests here, I currently have 5 ways to get red mana, 3 ways to get green mana, and the number of those, they are almost equal. I have okay, so my treasure generating is red, but I have also a green card that can fix my red. So it's really, I mean, because, well, first what I can do here is just add those 2 forests to make it even. Let's use the new lands. Oh, I like both of these. Let's use the Christian's version. So this is now, of course, 5 ways to also get green mana. But I have still 9 basic lands to add. So I will have more of the other. I do have a double caster green here, so maybe that's the tiebreaker. Yeah, a 3 mana double caster probably is the tiebreaker here, so I should add now 4 mountains and 5 forests, which makes the deck be like this is still 9 ways to get red mana, not counting the Masked Bandits and the Toperi Stomper. And then there's 10 ways to, wait a minute, did I? No, it's correct. 10 ways to get green mana, not counting my other mana fixing. So that is it. This is the deck and the mana base. At least the main deck, because this is of course a best of 3 draft. Okay, opponent mulligans. I'm gonna keep this hand. I don't have a 3rd land yet, but if I get one, I can get a treasure token here, and I have of course all these castables here if I get any 1 land here now. And there it is. So they have a civic gardener. That's fine. Okay, I can... Yeah, I don't need to use the exile ability here. I should just get my tapped land here. Should I get my swamp? Yeah, I think I'll get my swamp now. I have only one mountain here now, but I can, of course, you know... Oh, I don't think I have time to actually use the 2-mana exile ability, but I don't see, double casting red spells here. Okay, so they get the 1-drop here. Okay, they couldn't cash in the second, the untapped land, at least not yet. So, what am I gonna do here? I can just, I don't need to 1-1 here for anything, so I should definitely play this and make a treasure token, and then I can trade with the civic gardener with the 2-1. This of course has a threat of activation if they have a third land, yeah, and they have the white, green, so they can just attack with the initiate. You could actually block here or to offer a trade or make them, spend their all the mana to just eat this, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. If they attack with the initiate, I'll take it. So they didn't use mana pre-combat, they'll just untap something, and I'll just block here. And now with the treasure token, I can have this. I could have this on turn 5 if I drew another. Oh, but I actually have another option here, because I do have a 5-drop here. So this is actually interesting now. Because I could burn this treasure token right now to play my 4-5. But that means I'm of course going to have a longer wait before I can cast the Masked Bandit. But now the question is, what would my turn look like if I don't do that? They don't have a black creature, so I can't cast this for 1 mana. And I definitely don't want to cash in the treasure token by just playing a 2-drop and then using one of my 3-mana instants. So basically this turn would be me just playing the Mayhem Patrol here. I know I could blitz it to find another land. That's maybe not the worst idea. But it's very tempting just to play the Wrecking Crew here. I think I'm gonna do that. That is a bit risky if they have like the pacifism effect. Yeah, then this is gonna force me to wait a bit before I can use it. But I guess I can get rid of the creatures with the removal in the meanwhile. Okay, so that is... Now I'm happy I played my 4-power thing, because obviously I just want to get rid of this thing. So let's see. If I attack with this, this is gonna pump both of these things. Yes, that's correct. So if they double block, I'm gonna blow them. I'm gonna just eat. This will be 1 power and this will be 2 power. This will survive, so I should attack. I know this is also raising when this might not be the best idea to raise, but these only have a combined power of 3. So after I kill this, it's not really going to, they have 3 power here only. So I'm gonna do this, of course, before they untap. So this is gonna be dealt 4 damage now, which obviously is important to get rid of here. So yeah, they can attack for 3. Be my guest. Oh, they have another Darling of the Masses. That's really impressive. All right, so well, I don't want to. They have only 1 card. That's the good news. If it is not a pacifism effect, I don't know what else these colors could have. They don't have an attack with this that helps them survive. Another option is to just have mana up for the call in a professional, but I actually do want to hit my land, so I'm gonna use this, blitz this thing out, and give the counters obviously to the Wrecking Crew, which sadly doesn't have a vigilance, so I'm not gonna even bother attacking with this. And I must leave a blocker to deal with the Darling. Now, if the opponent deals with the 6-7, I think I will just lose, because I'm gonna take 8 damage. No, actually, no, 7 damage, because this token won't be attacking. Oh, but the Charm actually deals with the 4-drop unless they have another 4 or more expensive drop now. But yeah, the first priority is to see if they can deal with the Wrecking Crew, because they can attack now, and I will block the Darling of the Masses. And they should have some pretty impressive pump spell to not make this. At least they can't kill my Wrecking Crew. So yeah, this token is just created. It won't be, tapped and attacking, unlike some other effects. But now let's see if they do have a attack. This is a pretty important turn now. I'm gonna fall so much behind if they have a good attack now. But it does seem like they don't because they are not. Okay, so now this will get double strike. So what does it mean? That will cost 3 mana. Then they have a pump spell. So they can kill the wrecking crew. But I think this has to die. I mean, it's not gonna be a 7 power creature now, is it? There is an X pump spell, but of course that doesn't help because this, if they use 3 mana for this, but they can give it +5/+5. That's actually true. They could give it +5/+5 with the. Yeah, I can't. I think I'm going to. This is a really tough decision actually. Because there is the uncommon pump spell with green and X. It could get +5/+5, which is exactly enough to kill this without this dying even. They don't need the double strike for that. So if that's the thing, I mean, what else can it be? They need +5 power for this thing, or a double strike, and then they will have, what, 3 mana left, and then they would need still quite a bit of... this is tough. This is really tough now. I think I'm going to go for the block, because if it is the X spell, it can be... Okay, they give it double strike, and then... Okay, what's the... Okay. 5 damage. Bounces beat down. Okay, I see. They had a beat down of their own. This is totally fine, because now they had to use 2 cards to get rid of that. And I even drew a forest. A mountain would have been better, to be fair, but... because now I can cast only 1 spell. Because all the cards. And so now in the end, I actually would have preferred to have this being a mountain instead of a swamp. Because now I could double spell. Well, actually not, because I'm gonna use the charm, so scratch that. Let's test. So the opponent sacrifices a highest mana value creature, so that's going to be the 4-drop here, and I'm gonna take about 2 damage, and they are in top deck mode. I can even use this. I'm gonna use it right away just to save some time. So now if I don't want to be casting it, even if I draw the 6th land, I have now actually two red sources here, which is going to be quite beneficial. So they can draw a card here. I'm in a healthy life total given what their board looks like. So it's their 2 cards versus mine 5, which is all gas. So Plasma Jockey... How do I do it? I'm gonna just play the Roast Master here and then the Mayhem Patrol. I don't think there's any reason to, you know... I'm gonna play it as a creature. I mean, as a creature that sticks around. And then I do have 2-3 damage. Okay, Rabble Rousing is really good. So whenever they attack, they get a 1/1 token. Oh, I'm definitely... Okay, so if I kind of want to use my burn spells on that, to be honest. Yeah, I can... Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that. Because I have 2 of these, and this is a good target on it. For the family, not the worst. Now I still will be needing another... So I'm gonna kill this and I'm going to attack with the Roastmaster. I'm not attacking... So this is whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures. Yeah, so they can just, I want to leave this blocker here so that they can't start, building a board of massive amount of tokens. So they can now attack with this and I can kill it and they get 1 token, which is totally fine. Civil Servant. Are these citizens? I would assume so. Yes, they are. So they can't attack. Doesn't really make a lot of sense for them to do that. Alright, so, okay, my 6th land finally is here, and should I just kill the Call in a Professional? Sorry, no, should I kill this Civil Servant with the Call in a Professional? That's my question. I think I'm just going to attack. Doesn't seem like they have any... No, they don't have any kind of instant speed effect, so I'm gonna just do it right away, because they can... I mean, of course, I don't even have a good block on it, so that was a good way to use my... Well, I guess I have a good block if I use this, but it's way too risky when I can just, kill it outright. And now, of course... Okay, so they're gonna do that. Of course, I am going to block here and see what happens. They have a fourth family, which is gonna give it plus. I guess I could have responded with this, but whatever. Let's see if they have anything else. Yep, that's fine. So our fourth families traded with each other. They got the token that they lost in the attack, so it wasn't a 2-for-1 situation, but I was still happy to, you know, how that went, because now I can play my 6-drop and this is an actual threat and I can use the plasma jockey to disable one of the blockers at some point. Hold for ransom. Oh, that's not exactly the card they want to hold for ransom, because it's still, doing its thing. Alright, so now of course I can start attacking with this. It's got too many. Well, it doesn't have to target itself, but usually if it attacks alone, it's exactly what you're gonna target. And here I can play my bandits. I lost now my ability to produce red with the forest, but it doesn't matter because I already have 2 red producing sources here, and that's the end of the game 1 here. So, okay, does that. So they are green-white. They have a double Darling of the Masses, which makes me want to have more ways to deal with the 4 toughness creature, and I have some ways. The Unleashed Inferno, in some cases, like in that game, the Riveter's Charm, and of course the Bounces Beatdown if I have a big enough creature. So I think that's a reason to play the prize fight here. Also, as an instant, it does counter these pump effects, which I saw. Well, I saw one, but still. So I think I'm gonna play the prize fight, and I don't have too many creatures with 4 power though. But I think the plasma jockey is quite not exciting. So I'm gonna cut that, and I will play another one of these wrecking crews. Remember, these are, this looks like a heavy mana curve, but these are 4 drops also. So I think I can afford to do that. So now I have 1 additional 4 power creature for the prize fight, and then of course I do have to cut a card in here. It could be just one of the Witty Roast Masters. I think a 3 mana 3/2 might not be the best card against a green-white, which will be aggressive, especially on the play. So my 3 drops just trade with their 2 drops. Not the optimal situation. Yeah, the Daring Escape. Yeah, it could be, but then again, +1/+0. Nah, I don't think I also want to cut anything else in here, so I'm gonna just submit this deck now. I do like the Maxed Bandits. The 5/5 Menace Vigilance is quite a nice pair of abilities combined with the stats of the creature. Okay, I get a great start here, and now it would be a mistake to get a swamp with this thing because then I can't play this on turn 2, which I absolutely want to, but I drew another Ender's tapped land, so that's perfect. Okay, so they're gonna potentially start attacking for 3 with lifelink, but it's fine. I can play the Magician, which will also give me a token. So yeah, this is a citizen, so this is a great start with the Civil Servant here. But I have a good start too with the Tycoon, and this is actually quite fine because I don't want to start taking damage from these treasure tokens. What I can do here is I guess I can thin my deck. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lands in here. Yep, so I could play the tramway station, but I actually should play this instead. Get the swamp now. And then I will just make me a treasure token and then play this thing and get a 1/1 token. Now I won't have a treasure. That would, burn me in my upkeep. So now I have a 3 power to block the Civil Servant, or at least, make them use some kind of a card. Alright, well that is a good one. That is a good one for the Servant, but I guess I have the Wrecking Crew on the next turn. Or are they gonna actually... that's interesting. They didn't give it to the Servant. Well, that's really good because I have a 4/5 blocker on the 4/4 they have there. This is really good for me. I take 6 here, but Oh, they have a pump spell. Well, that no, they didn't. I thought they might have had. This is really good for me. Now they get a card. They have a 4/4, but I will get a 4/5 here, which is really convenient. Yeah, this mana dog is really good. 2 mana 2/2 that basically taps for any color is really good. And sometimes you can just pile up these treasure tokens and not care about taking some damage for a turn or two. Okay, another strong number. So they have now a 6/6. Well, that is not gonna jump that. But I do have still a way to deal with it. Hopefully. Okay, Colin. Okay, that is going to help too. So, if I play the Socialite, can I cast all the spells? I can, because I can have 5 untapped lands, and this can tap for a treasure token. So I can have all these happen. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do here then. So this should help me if they have like one trick. I might still be able to deal with this 6/6. Okay, but now I won't have no attacks here, obviously, because I'm on the defensive, as you can see, 6 versus 23 here. Civic Gardener is now a sizable threat here. So what I'm gonna do here, if they are gonna attack with the 6/6 alone, I'm just gonna double block with the 4/5 and the 2/2. And then if they have tricks, I have a +2/+2. Sadly, no +4/+4. I would need one other creature for that. And then I can still deal 3 damage to someone. So there's a hold for ransom. At 7 mana I can free it. Okay, so not optimal. Not optimal at all, because I can't take the 6 here. So I guess this is kind of the situation where I just have to... Well, I have a couple of options here, but I think I'll just have to lose my Black Market Tycoon here. I mean, the options are to block with the Socialite and use the for the family in there and the call in the professional, but I think I'll just do it like this. And if they have, and I can still even kill this strong arm there. So I'm gonna do it like I didn't think it matters who I'm gonna. Let's do it like this. And now, okay, it seems like they have something else. So okay, I'm gonna make a treasure token before it dies. And now they don't do anything, so I think I should just save the damage here. The treasure token would have been okay getting this from the hold from ransom, but I guess I just need to draw a creature anyway. Okay, they have exactly that thing. And I drew a land which isn't... Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 now. And I can't even actually... I mean, I can, but I won't be... Oh, and they have rabble rousing. Yeah, that's just way too... I mean, like I said, they are gonna be aggressive, and they just were on the play, and I just couldn't hold up. They had exactly what they needed here to have good creatures here. So now they're gonna get a token, and now I could draw a card, but then I couldn't. But then again, am I gonna lose? Yeah, I can't just use this hold for ransom. But what can I do here? I'm gonna lose here anyway, because if I tap out for this thing, they can just attack. I will have no untapped mana. I'll die. So I think I have to draw 2 spells that I can cast for 6 mana. That's not it. That's a good one, but they have 4. I mean, I can only block one of these and I will be tapped out, so there's no way. The hold for ransom is something I can deal with my... Oh, actually I had an out there. Didn't actually remember it, but I'm now glad, even more happy that I did sacrifice this, because I could have drawn the rare here, this thing. Deal 7 damage to the 2/4, and then the excess 3 would be enough to get rid of the hold for ransom. And then they would have 2 1/1s, which they could attack with. I would block one of them, I will go to 3, but they would get 2 more tokens with the rabble rousing, so I wasn't in a good shape no matter what. But that was an actual good out on the situation. I can also get rid of the rabble rousing with that thing. I have this, but I'm not going to splash this for that. I don't think I have any other naturalize effects here. Anything that deals with an enchantment? Nope. Do I care about having something else like an antagonize or something? Don't really know if I can afford to lose any more creatures here. I don't want to go too low on creatures. It's 15 now. That's gonna be it. I think the prize fight is still good enough. Okay, so now I get to be on the play for the first time in the match. Do I have a good starting hand? It's good enough, because I do have at least a 3-drop here on the play. This can get me the forest. And then I can have the strong arm. Either by utilizing, but I'm not even sure if I want to have the 1/1 token or a treasure token. I guess it really depends on what they do and what I draw. But either of them could be quite useful. So I think without a land and me being able to block this thing, if they play the 2-mana 2/3, then of course, well, then I could just call in a professional and deal with it. But now the 1/1 is not as useful as the treasure token, so let's just get the treasure token here. And okay, now they have a servant, which I can be able to burn. More of those, okay. So now I didn't. If I did draw an untapped land, maybe I would have played this for 5. Now it's just deal with one of these before they untap. They might still play a citizen, then deal 3, but who cares? I mean, I care, but there's not much I can do about it. Now if they have one of the 2/4s, okay, look at their deck. Look at their deck. That's really good stuff. Okay, so, well, this is a 4/5 with options. This is always a 4/5, 4/5, so I definitely should do it like this. And. Well, if they have a hold for ransom, I can still use this creature for prize fight, so that's nice. And if they play one of the 4-drops, which I saw 2 of, I can deal with it using either the Riveter's Charm or the prize fight. I mean the 4-drops that, pump their citizens and stuff like that. If they play that on this turn, they actually don't have a good attack. They do have a hold for ransom there. And the Venom Connoisseur. So this is not a citizen, so they will only attack for 4. They have the ability to attack for 3 by gaining 3, but I suppose they'd rather, than gain the extra 3 life, they would rather deal an extra point of damage. So here I am going to prize fight, probably. By the way, I will have to take some damage, unless I use the treasure just to... because this will make a treasure token. But this will hurt me for having treasure tokens, but I can... Well, anyway, what's gonna happen, I'm gonna play this no matter what. And then I can prize fight a civil servant. Do I want to do it right now? And then the treasure token I can use for the for the family. I guess I'll let them untap, because I'm really interested in seeing if they actually have the the thing that can pump the citizens. I could prize fight that thing. This gets death touch if they have any creature enter the battlefield, and again it's just a 2/2 which I can still take. That's a good one too. That is definitely a good one too. That's a citizen? Yes, it is. So let's pass, let them attack. They do that, so So they can. The outcome will be pretty much the same. They have a 3/3. It doesn't matter who I let them do like this, and now I can decide to, because they will get a 3 life no matter what. I'm gonna prize fight these things now, and then I'm going to block. Could just trade with this thing, but I can do that maybe later, and I can actually make them sacrifice this, so this will be good. One blocker here. Use this here. And now I still need to deal with the 2 remaining cards they have, but I've done a good job, you know, surviving here. But of course this was the game where I was on the play. Anyhow, just make a treasure token and make them sacrifice this. I'm gonna have to make them. I'm gonna do this before they attack anyway, because I don't want this trigger to happen. So I'll just do this now, and I'll play my fixer here. And I am actually not going to block the 2/2. Because this is really good with this, because this can keep making treasure tokens, so this can keep growing. It's enough to use 1 treasure token for this thing to get the permanent counter. But yeah, now let's see, opponent has 2 cards in their hand. I will not block here. And now they have one of these darlings of the masses, but okay, so how do I do it? How do I do it? The problem is this thing is gonna have death touch all the time. So I'm gonna actually lose a creature blocking that thing. It could be the Tycoon. If I play this for 4, no bleaching it, then I can still use the fixer. But don't even know if it's that valuable. I think it's more valuable just to play this as a 2/3. The 2/3 can then, you know, block the Venom Connoisseur, and then I'm gonna make I think I make the Tycoon actually bigger. Then that can block the Darling of the Masses, and the fixer can, you know, get permanent stat increases. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it for now. I will make a stop in my upkeep, because I can respond to this ability by using my treasure token if I happen to have one to, you know, pump the fixer. Initiate is fine. Now I will just block the Connoisseur if they attack with it. They do. Okay, so of course okay, now I see their team has not dead touch because they got the other creature entering. So I'm gonna pass the blockers now. And well, this is obvious that I'm gonna block here, but this has no death touch. I think I should just offer the trade. I hope, of course, they don't have anything, but I'm gonna do it like this, and I don't need this stop in my upkeep anymore because this will die. Hopefully the opponent's last card isn't gonna deal with the situation. I still get 1 treasure to make this a permanent 3/3. So here's hoping they don't have anything. They did have priority stop because of the death touch, sorry, the double strike activation here. Okay, Mayhem Patrol. I actually do like the card, but this is this will be a double striker, but it will be a 1 power double striker. Yeah, I'm gonna just draw a card from this by blitzing this thing. Definitely seems reasonable now. I don't need the creature really. Yep, I can just freely attack with it. They are not going to block it. And then I will okay, this is a good one. That is a really decent one. So now I have some backup for the Sadly, I can't both activate these and use the professional. I have only 4 mana available, even with the treasure. But now I hope they hit some kind of a little pocket of lands, although I haven't. We have exactly the same amount of lands on the battlefield, so it's pretty even in that regard. At some point I don't actually want to use the treasure for this thing. I think I'm just gonna wait until... Okay, that's a good one. They are gonna play it as a... okay. Creature, but now of course I can do this, so I don't have to worry. But this would have been a pretty nice one, because a 3-power potential double striker would be a really big problem there, of course, but I got to deal with that threat now. Okay, so this is now totally fine. I'm not going to use this, because I want to just make this a permanent 3-3, and this means I can just hope the opponent doesn't have anything, you know. The cards they have had is pretty impressive for this kind of a green-white aggressive deck. And yeah, there is these, again, in the top half of the deck they have had 3 of these Civil Servants, 2 of the Darling of the Masses. Of course I don't know how much they do have in their deck, any of that, but at least the fixer is actually keeping the situation in control. And I think I'm going to just cash in the treasure now. And I won't be drawing a card with the land yet, because I do, or even though the opponent will be able to, you know, get the the card from this thing, it's just better to... This is sorcery. It's just better to, you know, get back my 4-5. So now I'm ready to use the ring. Of course, the life... Oh, they have a flyer, but this thing has reach, so it's still fine. It's still fine because of the wrecking crew having reach, but yeah, this is... They have 24 life, so I'm gonna need to somehow get the upper hand so that I'm able to attack here. It's not easy. If they draw in any, you know, reasonable way here, if they get any reasonable top decks, it's not going to be that amazing for me. But so if I attack with this, I can make it into a 6-6 now with all the lands I have. If they have a nothing, they are not gonna triple block it, because I would be able to deal with the Darling of the Masses and the 2-1 here. So I can start attacking, and I assume they are not going to block at all, and they go to 21. They can easily take a number of hits from my creatures. But I won't be pumping it, because I will play the Socialite, and then I will be having enough mana to still draw a card. Maybe I should do it first, maybe not. I think I'm gonna play this 2-1 here. And now I really need to hope they don't have a way to deal with the wrecking crew, because if they do, I'm just quickly losing here now that I don't have my fixer here. Okay, they didn't attack. That was really... It would have been really scary if they attacked. But the reason I attack with this thing is that I just need to start attacking. There's no way I can just wait until they draw something to deal with the crew. Now I can actually just... now this will be only a 5-5, but the same thing is still they can't... If they double block with the Strong Arm and the Masses Darling here, that's not enough to kill this. And if they double block with the Token Anthem Darling... Oh, no, I mean, if they triple block, I can still get rid of the Darling and the Token, so... I think it's time to just continue the attacks. I mean, at some point they can't just take the damage. And here is the good thing about... I mean, I draw lands here, but there are lands that can allow me to at least draw extra cards, so that's really good. I hope whatever spells they draw, they are just some, you know, random 3 power creatures or something like that, because all they need to do is deal with the 4 or 5. Now this thing having reach is so relevant. Now they will draw some cards too if they want to, but so will I. So now it will be interesting. It's gonna be just a pure top deck war here. Once they find another answer on the crew, that's game over. Alright, so another land that is gonna draw me a card. I think I'll just keep attacking with the fixer here. But they can't triple block with the Skycryer, Strong Arm, and the 2-1. I can again make this into a 6-6, but that's a triple block I'm happy if they make. So Let's do this, and again I'm going to once, no, not pump it exactly once, right? Yes, because that will allow me to still draw a card with that other land here, which is gonna be important. I do have some removal in the deck, for instance. Now let's see if they are gonna, I think they're gonna make us both draw cards here. Because they want to find whatever solutions they might have. Okay, bandits is a good one. Because now, of course, they are at 12, thanks to the fixer here doing things. So, what are they gonna find now? Another card. Okay. Are they gonna have an attack? If they have a pump spell, they might want to attack them. The 1-mana trick is now going to be +4/+4, which is really annoying because it's gonna make me unable to kill anything. If they attack with the Skycryer, they can make it into a 6/5, which the Wrecking Crew won't be enough to kill. I had some instant. I have what 3 of these. Oh, but I have used 2 of them already. I have my black. Yeah, the rare removal spell is an instant, but that deals 7 damage. I have used my prize fight. I have the uncommon. But if they have a for the family, that's gonna be miserable. They are thinking about the attack here, though. They didn't equip the Gilded Pinions. So I'm not sure what are they having, because if they have the for the family, maybe they are afraid I have some kind of instant speed tricks. Do I want to sacrifice a land? I think I have to. I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I go to 7. I can play these and have 2 mana left over. I think I just need to find some stuff, so I'm going to sacrifice another one of these here. Okay, at least that is a blocker. Okay, Stomper. That can of course attack now that I have enough land. So how do I do it? The fixer could attack again. They might make some. I guess if I lose this to some tricks, it's okay. Now I could attack even with this thing, because I think I'm going to play these 2. Maybe that's safer now. Okay, maybe that is. Play this and then play the Stomper. I can attack with this being a 4/3. I don't care about it. Can trade with anything there. I don't mind. Did I? Yes, I did. I should have tapped the swamp for this thing. The fixer won't have the ability to be a 4/4 now, which is a bit sad, because I wasn't gonna attack with it, but now I can't block with it being a 4/4, which could be relevant. This will get me a mountain. Okay, they are. So they definitely have something. I mean, they have of course the card draw option there, but bounce speed down in there. That's something. Oh yeah, because the highest power they have is actually 2, so that's not really such an amazing card. Alright, that's totally fine for me. If that was the trick they were holding, I'm super happy it wasn't anything, more serious than just dealing 2 to one of my creatures. That was totally fine. Yeah. Now if I played it better, I would have a mountain and a forest up, but hopefully the opponent doesn't have any tricks here. It's just random creatures. They might of course make us both draw a card. I actually have a few cards in my deck, so they might be able to deck me out here. Well, that'll take a few turns. Alright, take to the streets. That's horrible. Ugh. Well, I mean, I can. Okay, the problem with trading with the crew here is of course that then the Gilded Pinions will be quite lethal. They will be gaining 5 life here. That's the problem, because 3 of their creatures have vigilance, because this is what this card does. But it was of course only a matter of time they find something. I just hoped it wasn't something as you know, impactful as this thing. But it is what it is. The fact is it can't be a 4/4 could be relevant. It also maybe isn't. I mean, I guess I could trade with the 5/4 because, well, I can trade with my Topiary Stomper here. I mean, I think the opponent should just attack with everything, because if I block with the crew, the pinions is gonna be a huge huge problem for me. 3 of their creatures will be untapped. They can even use the pinion, you know, they can use the treasure token, because the pinions equip cost is 2. So they could equip another creature, have another flyer here. They could also have another spell in their hand, in which case I'm just basically dead. Yeah, the overrun effect here is... But yeah, they drew a lot of cards with the Skycryer. It's not really... I mean, I'm not gonna say that they were lucky to draw that. They were bound to draw something good at some point anyway. They also drew a bunch of lands, like I did, so... It was a very close game, and I think if they have another spell in their hand that, you know, somehow interacts with the combat situation, that's going to be my end. And even if they don't, this is really bad, because I'm at 10 here. I can't really... I can't take... Well, I could take a 4-power creature and a 5-power creature, but I still have to block at least 2 of those things, and I can't block them that profitably. Yeah, this is a little bit of a problem now. And I also want to, you know, block the Darling of the Masses. I guess my hope is that the opponent doesn't attack with everything, because if they don't attack with everything, that's really good for me. But I also don't like the fact that they are thinking about what they do pre-combat. That kind of means that they either... I mean, they are thinking between the pinions equip... Okay, they didn't have a spell at least, so that's fine. So now they just do, of course, that thing, and... can only pass the blockers, and I can take at most at most I can take 9, but then I'm gonna be dead to the Gilded Pinions, because I don't think I can save the Wrecking Crew here. No, I have to block with the Wrecking Crew here. I have to block the Skycryer. Now, I guess I could block the Strong Armor, to be honest. So how does it go? So if I do it like this... sadly I cannot... Oh man, this is super relevant now, because if this was a 4/4... darn it. This is really nasty now. If this was a 4/4, I would have much better blocks here. Because now I can't trade with this thing. This is so annoying. It was my fault. I tapped the mana wrong. Yeah, as you can see... as you can see, if this was a 4/4, because I can double block this so that this dies with a 3-power creature and a 4-power creature, then I would need another 4-power creature to block this thing so that it dies. Now I can only jump block it. Oh man, this is such a big deal here. It's really annoying, but I have to do it like this. I mean, now I can block the Strong Arm, or I can trade with the Skycryer. This is so annoying, because I didn't need to... I could have just make them lose this thing. Well, I think it is what it is, and I just have to hope I draw something very good. This was just my mistake. It was such a close situation that I think... I think it could have been a massive difference of not jumping here. Okay, well, drawing my second Wrecking Crew is huge here, obviously. So how much mana do I have? 10, so not exactly not enough to do this. But this was a huge draw anyway. I'm gonna have to play the Wrecking Crew, and I'm going to, you know, make the maximum attack with this guy, because I have to win them very quickly. I just hope that was the final. Okay, they're gonna jump block. That would be... I mean, I'm threatening quite a bit of damage here, so maybe that does make... Oh, but I can also use the tramway station, actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna pump it even once, because I can play the Wrecking Crew and still use the tramway station. That will still leave me 3. I guess I could have played this on a forest to... Yeah, that was a mistake. Another mistake I made here, apparently. But yeah, let's do it like this. And now let's tap mana correct. Now I have, you know, mana to draw a land here. No, draw, hopefully not a land, a spell. So now they don't have a good attack because that's not enough creatures they are holding. But if they deal with the Wrecking Crew, well, then it's just game over. If they have a pump spell, it's almost a game over. Yep, but it's actually quite funny how I haven't got time to play this thing. I have had this in my hand for so long. Okay, that is something that's gonna trade with the Wrecking Crew when it flies. Oh, actually, if another. Okay, I need to draw some of my removal here. The rare, yeah, exactly this, because these not only. Okay, that was huge, but then again I had only 10 cards left in my deck, so I was gonna draw this at some point. Point is, of course, that this will deal with the Gilded Pinions, and the opponent doesn't have to know it. So I have on. Oh, not doing this thing is actually quite annoying because I can't play both of these now. I could have actually have it on a land there, but whatever. Then I could use the land to cast this and then still have the swamp for this. but hey, I'm still in a decent shape here. Can I? Yes, I can. I can attack here. They might even jump block with the 1/1 here. So now I have here exactly 10 lands, so I can use this 3 times and then still have the Unleash the Inferno here. They might have a kill shot to kill an attacker. Okay, so I can do it like this, and I can do it like this, and I can still do it like this. And then I know this will get some triggers, but I will at least make them commit to putting a creature on stack before I use my Unleash the Inferno here. And who knows, maybe they are holding 2 lands. They have... Okay, they have... Okay, let's see what they do now. No attacks. So this is... This is really interesting. I kind of do want to use this because I want to cast this thing that... Yeah, I'm gonna kill the... this thing here, and that's gonna make me kill the Gilded Pinions. And now I can just, you know... I can just now attack with both of these guys. Make them jump block. And then now I will have a win on the next turn. Because I have the Vigilance guy. They will have to jump with too many guys. They're gonna go to 3. This will be hard to jump. Yeah. I could have played this a little bit better. But now I am still in a good shape here. I should play the land just in case I draw a mount. No, actually, no. Can I draw anything there? Oh, okay. Let's play the land. I mean, what does it matter if the opponent knows that? And there will be, you know, their hand is pretty. They're forced to do whatever they might have there. That's too late for them. Oh, I got my beat down. They can't deck me out yet, and yeah, I can target a black creature of my own. So that's why I'm given the opportunity to play this thing. Yeah, that's now. Alright, so I was also having only 2 minutes and 30 seconds left there, but yeah, I made I think a couple of mistakes. First of all, not having the red green up for the activated ability for the 2-drop. And then I never, you know, exiled the 6-drop so that I would have had another source for black mana while I had a window of an opportunity to do so. I guess the reason I didn't do it, I didn't say it, but it was because I didn't want my opponent to know I have such a card in my hand. But I should have done it for the mana fixing. Okay, now this is a 2-drop, 3-drop start, and am I gonna play maybe I should play the green requiring card. Yeah, I can threaten to make it a 3/3, so probably I can attack with it. this has many, so it's easier to deal damage with this thing. But I guess it's better to play the one that requires green when I have only one source here. And that now, at least, and you can see on the next turn why that's actually relevant, unless I draw another forest, because now I have the opportunity to play both the Fixer and the Mayhem Patrol on turn 4, whereas if this was the... oh, this is a really amazing card. This is an amazing card. Oh man, I'm in trouble. If this was, you know, if I had 2 Fixers in my hand, I of course couldn't you know, play both my 2-drops. Now this will give a counter to any creature they control beginning of their combat. They didn't attack, so are they... I mean, I'm willing to trade with this thing easily. I'm just not sure if I want to... If they trade with the Roastmaster, I lose all the damage I would have gained by playing these things pre-combat. I'm just trying to figure out if that is something I want to do. Yeah, let them have all the information. If they're gonna trade with either of these things, it's fine. And no, I'm not going to use the Blitz option. I think the Menace threat here is super relevant. So now they have to go to 11 or trade with one of my creatures, and now they will have only... I mean, they can play only... I mean, it's quite likely that they will only have one blocker out, which means that at least the Mayhem Patrol will be, you know, able to attack. But of course, I'm hoping that whatever they play, but it will get a counter, so it's pretty unlikely that they call in a professional. Oh, but that is exactly the worst possible thing they... Okay, because this has only indestructible as long as it enters the battlefield that turn. So that is... So I can attack quite a bit of... Oh, this is all really good now. How do I do it? Because, I mean, they went for the aggression, which, you know, kind of makes sense. But then again, they can't block any of these because I can threaten to make these into... So they're gonna take 6 at least now. And then whatever they're gonna target with this thing, I can respond. Yeah, there's no point using this right now, even though it's kind of safe now that they're tapped out. This also, you know, can hurt players. It's any target. So now it makes sense to just erase them. And this doesn't matter who it targets. They are gonna take... And no, I'm not gonna use the Fixer now because that prevents me from using the call in a professional. So I should just deal this much damage and see what they do on their turn. Now they can... This requires red or white. They do have the red there, so they can do that. It doesn't... Yeah, they would need a 7-power creature for that, you know, card to be able to be cast. So now they're gonna just... Okay, that's not good. Because this means they obviously have some tricks there. But then again, I can just, you know, trade this with whatever trick they might have. And then I still have the For the Family on my turn, so I should do it like this. This is of course gonna mean that they have a trick of some kind. Okay, they did not. So now they can make this into a double striker. But I don't think it matters too much. I can just play the Wrecking Crew now actually. Because if they are gonna block with this, I obviously have to use my money. Yeah, I'm just going to... Yeah, I want to play my 4-5 now. So let's attack with the Menace guy first. See what they're gonna find here. Is that just a removal spell? Because they didn't have a pump spell to save this crew captain. Are they having nothing? What they have? I don't know. Let's play my 4-5 now. Because of course now that I have 4 creatures, as long as I have 4 creatures when this spell resolves, I will be able to get the, you know, +4/+4. But I guess it's a... Okay, they had that. Understand. Well, it's still, I mean, they are still needing something, and my Menace guy is actually a big threat here. Okay, now another point of... Oh, this was really good. Wow. Wow, they actually considered before even making me commit to the attack, because of course I have a lethal now here. as you can see, but they have but 2 cards in their hand. So I can attack here. They can't block the Manish guy. It will be dealing. I would target itself, so it will deal 2, and then whichever of these doesn't get blocked now gets +2/+2 with the onboard activations. But that would have been pretty risky to do. If they have removal there, they can just eat up the another 2. Well, I'm happy they did end up conceding there. Now I didn't have to go through the trouble of figuring out whether I should attack or not. So again, this thing deals with the enchantment. That's really important. They had a Riveter's Charm, making my expensive creatures a little bit worse. Do I actually care about these now? So I could use these as, bleach options. If I cut a Wrecking Crew and the Masked Bandits, and I just, focus on more aggression, I could have an Antagonize, for instance. It's not the worst. But I think I want to have a creature. I have only 14, so maybe a Plasma Jockey here. Yeah, price fight wouldn't be that bad, but I think I'll take the Plasma Jockey now. Yeah, I don't like losing my 5 drops or 6 drops to the, Riveter's Charms that they also have. I'm just thinking if I should cut a land here now that I lost my expensive cards. All my cards are now at most 4 mana. These have, because this can be used for 4 mana, this has the bleach option for 3 mana, and I also have treasure token generating here. So I think I can afford to cut my forest here now. And also this will get me a basic land if I get to 3 mana. And I can use even a Daring Escape. I feel like this might be the kind of matchup where this kind of trick could work. I don't know, but let's see. It's kind of look like the similar sort of decks. So maybe winning a creature, winning creature combat with a 1 mana trick can be useful. No green here. Although, yeah, no, I don't have even. Opponent mulligans. I think I should mulligan here. This is, while I do have, playable cards, this can be played. Okay, I can bleach it out, and I have a 9, so it is for green. Okay, actually, because this has the bleach option that draws me a card, and this can draw me a card if I just draw 1 additional land. I think I'll keep it. I usually don't add 7 lands. Sorry, 7 cards when I'm missing a color, but given my hand, I can actually do a pretty good job here, and basically because of the the redraws from the bleach abilities. Not the optimal situation, but then again, opponent did also mulligan. Plus, there's a chance I just draw a green producing land, and that will be of course fantastic. I did not, but let's not get too desperate yet. Let's blitz this thing out and deal a couple of points of damage and hope to draw at least a land. Now it could be an ender-stabbed land, so I could have a slow start here, but okay, well that solves basically everything. So what I can do now is have a Gold Hound. I think I'm just going to offer a trade. It's gonna be a good one too. It's kind of awkward to not play a 3-drop here, but I can use the Daring Escape if I really want to. I'm gonna play this because playing a green card now makes sense because I have only 1 green source. If I don't draw another green source anytime soon, I still have to play this once per turn. So I'm gonna do it like this. And I will offer the trade with the Socialite. Now if they happen to play like multiple 2 creatures, I can still have the option to use the Daring Escape, because of course in that case they also are most likely tapped out. So I can just do that. Other than that, if this is gonna be a 3/2, okay, whenever any okay, so this is first of all really a good card. So whenever you attack, this means that any of the creatures attack. This Mr. Orfeo doesn't have to attack here. So they can double a power of one of their creatures, and they're gonna double the Gold Hound because I'm just gonna block the Socialite anyway. Now I do want to scry into a land, so while this 2/1 isn't the most exciting card right now, I think I have to keep it around. By trading the Daring Escape on the Socialite and getting the Scry. Without the Scry, I probably wouldn't do it. That's good enough. but because I got the scry, it was important to make sure I draw a land. So how do I actually deal with the Mr. Orfeo here? They can double it. It can attack as a 4/4, of course. Yeah, I think I'll just have to. I'm gonna have to double block. They have only one card I don't know about. Now two, of course, after the draw step. So if there's no tricks or removal at instant speed, the Orfeo attack, they can make it into a 4/4 and eat both of these. But in that case, I'm fine with the situation. Okay, so that means they have a trick, but I mean, let's make them use the trick. It's not like I'm taking 4 here, just for fun. Oh, what? But do they have some way to pick up creatures from the graveyard? Because they just traded the Mr. Orfeo to my 3/2 for... And I drew my answer for the 6/6 when... sorry, the 5/5 when... I don't know what they attacked with that thing. Didn't they see the possibility of the double block? Whatever is the case, I'm very happy it went that way. Okay, so... how do I do it? I guess with the... yeah, I should just play the 2/2 drops now that I have the green sources in here. I might actually even attack here. For 4. Yeah, definitely. We are almost at the same life total now. They can also use the gold hound to, cast the 5/5, but I don't think they want to sacrifice it. But they do. And now I can punish them by just getting rid of it by using the Riveter's Charm here. If they attack, I'm gonna block with the Connoisseur. I don't think it's that relevant to, the Death Touch part. This is really amazing. Because now I'm just, these are basically 6 damage to the opponent if I have time to do that. If they have a 2-power creature, okay, well that means game is pretty over for them now. Because I make this unable to... I could just kill it, of course. Is that what I should do instead? Yeah, well, actually it is. Because now I can kill that attack for, now they are at 6, and then whatever blocker they might have, the Plasma Jockey is gonna make my next attack lethal, and that wasn't even necessary. Okay, so that was a game where they actually shouldn't have attacked with a Mr. Orfeo. At least if they attack with it, make it into a 4/4, so that both of my blockers die. That was a misplay from the opponent's side, I think. Okay, I won the die roll, and a pretty decent hand here with a 2-drop, 3-drop start here. That's pretty much all you ask in a normal limited deck, to have 3 or 4 lands, all or at least both of your colors if you are splashing for a 3rd one. Have a play on turn 2 and play on turn 3. Now I even have a couple of options. Obviously the ideal way to sequence the plays is to play the Roast Master as soon as I can, and then I don't have to decide about this, whether I want to have the treasure token or the 1/1 token. Opponent is not playing, so I'm gonna pause until they do something. And immediately they play the land, so they were figuring out which land they're gonna play. Cabaretti or Mountain Forest Plains are the options there. Plains it is. Okay, that gives me the black mana it requires. Connoisseur here. So with the 6-drop, I'm slightly more interested in having the treasure token. Then again, I have 5 lands here already. Well, I don't have to make the decision right now. Let's see if they have a counter spell. I'm gonna just play this. Make this have Death Touch in case they have something that, makes it relevant. There's a flash 1/2 flyer for 2, but of course that wasn't gonna block there. Alright, so don't really need a treasure token anymore because I have all the 6 lands. This can, I can exile this so that I can get the black mana to cast it anyway. So I'll just pre-combat this just to get my triggers happen. Let's see if they have a counterspell now. They didn't have on the previous turn, so why would they have it now? So I will get a 1/1 here. Get a couple of pings here. All my entire team has now a death touch, if that's relevant. I'm gonna attack for 5, and I'm a little bit scared what the opponent is holding here because they haven't played anything yet. Could be just something with flash, but is there anything else than the Fairy Vandal? 2 mana 1/2 with flash. There is the 4 mana 2/1 that has a sealed counter. I'm not gonna not attack. They might have just a kill shot. Okay, they had nothing now. Do they have the 4 mana Wrath? Okay, they have a Warm Welcome, which gives them a 1/1, which couldn't have had any profitable blocks there. Okay, so that's their first spell in the game. So they can find a creature card in top 5. They found a Strong Arm, which is, a reasonable thing. They can make, although if this is a 3/3, it's not really such a big deal. Oh. I mean, if they play land, they can blitz this, but I think they might have some better 4-drop, in fact. But we'll see. And they continue doing instant speed stuff. Alright, so now I don't have any creature to play, so I can just offer a couple of trades here. There is a flash creature that is a 2/1 flyer that enters with a sealed counter. As it is, they are gonna block the 2/1 with the 1/1, which is fine. If they have the 2/1, then they eat the Roastmaster. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack here and see. Make them use their cards, I suppose. Okay, that is fine. They get to draw a card and pick off one of my creatures for free. But it's not really. I mean, it's sad to lose the Roastmaster, but they still took a lot of damage. If I didn't attack with everything, they wouldn't be at 7. So situation is of course so that whatever pings I lost from this, I basically already gained by making the all-out attack and dealt as much damage as I could that turn. So now I can just use this. So of course I could have played an untapped land and sack this to draw a card, but I obviously want to cast the Masked Bandit, so I want to hit my 6th land drop. Okay, there's a Raffine's Informant. So they are having blue, white and green pretty evenly. Let's see if that's gonna... if their mana is gonna work. They do have only basics now, but all the colors are available. They did have a mana fixing land, of course, yeah, I kind of forgot that thing. So I will have this on a forest because I do have another forest in my hand. And so they discarded a land, but it never mattered really whether this is gonna be a 3/2 or a... well, I guess as a 3/2 it could eat the citizen, but don't really think it matters too much. I'm going to play this pre-combat just in case they have some kind of a pump ability. I want at least this thing to have a death touch, so let's do that. I also drew one of my other black sources, so if I draw my remaining 2 black spells, I can still cast them with a tramway station with a bit of a delay. So more instant speed stuff. Now it's time for a counter spell. Okay, Disdainful Stroke. So now if I attack, they're gonna block the 1/1 trades with the 2/1. The Connoisseur. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Not happy about losing my 5/5 because now the opponent has enough stuff to actually halt my attacks, but not attacking there wouldn't really do anything. The 2/1 was always gonna trade with the Venom Connoisseur. So I guess I could have made my entire team have death touch, but then again, I don't have any creatures in my hand, so I guess I just have to draw some good stuff now because they're gonna have a 4/5 there and I have no attacks. That is not really any kind of a good stuff, but at least I have the lands that cash into. Yeah, sadly they had another life gain land, so they were for a brief moment they were at 6, which means that if I draw both of my coal in professionals, that would allow me to just win that way. So me versus the amount of cards they have in hand means that I have of course been flooding out a little bit here, but I guess the disdainful stroke was the nasty part of all this. Oh well, that is a fairly decent thing here. So let's see, how do I do it? I feel like it's gonna be a blitz. Yeah, it is gonna be a blitz because I wanna deal the 2 now. I could attack with these if they don't block with the Darling of the Masses. They're gonna go to. Sadly, only gonna go to 4. It's not enough. But if they block, I can just kill it because they start, of course, making those tokens now. I think I have a better out by just not I have better out by hoping to draw my another call in a professional. I don't think I'm supposed to attack with this because even if they take it through, it's not gonna be enough with the professional here because they're gonna take what 3 to go to 4. Yeah, I think I'm gonna save this for a jump block. So maybe I have one additional turn to find a burn spell. So just do this and see what I draw. That's certainly a good one. So I'm gonna sack this. I still have 7 lands on the next turn, so I can both blitz this and play the 3 mana thing. So sadly they will have a 1/1 jump blocker here. That is obviously not great, but and 3 cards in hand, all these, yeah. So it seems like the blue cards are. They have a 5 islands there, and all the blue I have seen is the Metamorphosis and the Disdainful Stroke here. Okay, so I think I drew all my card drawing lands here. So now that oh, wait a minute, if they have exactly nothing, I win here. That's not a very likely scenario, but it's definitely worth exploring here because what I can do is I can attack for so that they are at 3 and then they call in a professional will win. But I assume they have something, bounce spell or something. But let's see what happens. I mean, this is one way to actually win the game, which I'm definitely not a favorite to win at this point anymore. I should have played the untapped land maybe. But then again, if I want to play the tapped land in case and play the socialite in case the call in a professional is not a good play. But I think if they flash in a sealed thing, I don't know really. Okay, so they blocked sadly the 2/3, so they have an answer on the. That goes away. Alright, so whatever. So I am now in trouble. I need my another call in a professional. That's what I need. And I need to draw it. Well, I will have 2 draws. This one and then my next draw step. Because I need 6 mana to cast them both, so I can't use these. Yep, no blocks, and then it's all about the burn spells. That is gonna sleep with the fishes. So if I draw a. Yep, that's not enough. Might as well draw. And this is an interesting one, but obviously no way near enough. So the opponent had 2 and they had 2 life gain lands in that game, and that was the 2 life they needed to not die to my burn spells. Of course they could have had like a counter spell still in their hand, but yep, this and this gained them exactly 2 life in the game, which was all they needed. So I'm just seeing here, so for example, this is a double caster. So they have a double caster blue, they have this green and white. Yeah, I'm not sure of. Maybe the green is like a splash with a warm welcome, endless detour. This expensive card is, yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter really. I'm just trying to figure out what is the likelihood they have some early drops, and how aggressive do I want to be, and do I want to play my expensive stuff, because they had at least, they had a disdainful stroke, endless detour, they had the sleep with the fishes. I think I'm gonna make it so that the disdainful stroke has a few targets only. I'm not gonna, cut everything, but I'm gonna cut the masked bandits and this thing, and also because of the removal they had, which also works against my expensive stuff. And I'd rather have stuff like, and although they had a lot of instant speed stuff, I don't really like it. Don't like pump spells too much in that case. I think I'm going to have another plasma jockey at least. So a prize fight. Yeah, well, I saw one Darling of the Masses. Is that the reason to have the prize fight? But then again, I did sideboard out the 4 power creatures, so maybe not. I'm gonna just have the antagonize, and let's try to kind of they seem to have a bunch of those colors there, like in an even way. So it's possible that I can, maybe if I hit my early drops, I can win that way. Apply enough pressure to make it enough. Of course, I would need my early stuff. I can't keep this hand. This is not gonna work. This is well, it's at least, I guess it suffices. I'm gonna cut the antagonize here. I would rather hit, a 2-drop or a 3-drop, but I had to mulligan the 6 here already, so what can you do? Sometimes you don't get the good stuff. I think the plasma jockey is just gonna be blitzed now, unless I draw another play, which I did not, because I'm gonna play the rocks, and I just rather draw a card here. And the opponent had a 2-drop, so my hope of them having a slow start was and that was just didn't happen. No, I have the Unleashed Inferno. If they have the Sleep with the Fishes, I might be able to deal with it. If this needs to deal 4 excess damage. Oh, they have this best common in the set, so why not? Hey, I was the one on the play. Why am I not on the back foot? I guess I'm not on the back foot if they don't deal with the 5/4. If they do, I guess if they have an enchantment based way of dealing with it, that's good for me. If not, I am not happy about my chances here. Okay, well, that is a thing I can, deal with the Unleash the Inferno here. I'm almost tempted to go for some kind of a crazy value play. Leave this as a blocker, then eat this for free, kill the Inspiring Overseer, eat this thing with the excess damage. But I think I'd rather attack for 5 here. But am I going to... Am I gonna let them untap? They have a disdainful stroke. It's so horrible if this gets dealt by that. I think I'll kill the flyer and get rid of the equipment there. Now they have a 2/2. Now if they do have a island and Sleep with the Fishes, it's gonna annoy me. But then again, this equipment was actually rather important to deal with as well. I can exile the top 3, play those until my end. Okay, I guess that's an option if there's nothing... I mean, if there's nothing else worth removing with this. I have this that kills. Well, I suppose if they have the Darling of the Masses, this doesn't deal with that, and I definitely want to get rid of that, but they had a flyer, which I can kill with the... let's see. Guess I'm gonna let the 3/3 survive. I'm going to play my 4/5 now. I need more creatures. I don't want to, them to deal with my only creature and then me just losing as a result. If it would have been a different thing if I could have blitzed this for one fewer mana and have mana up for either of these, but that wouldn't have worked. So it was better to just play the 5 mana creature. Now I have 2 big creatures, and I in fact have the 6 mana here, so I can cast both of these on the same turn. That is valuable. This is a citizen, this is a citizen, so if they have a Darling of the Masses, this will be pumped once each, but it's not a thing I actually have to worry about right now. Yeah, this is a lethal attack, so they have to have, of course they can block, but if they don't have, let's say, removal, they have to figure out some blocks, and of course the current creatures they have don't really block these well, especially because I have 2 instant speed things that can make any kind of double block situation quite bad for them. And they have to actually at least think about what they're doing, so that's, I think, a good sign. It's not an obvious play they are making. I guess I'll pause the recording until they do something. Okay, so they went to combat and they are attacking now. So this means, so attacking a 2/2 into a 4/5 with this mana. I mean, the 1 mana trick doesn't. I mean, maybe they have 2 tricks. Well, I'm gonna block here, of course. I wanna see what they have. I mean, I'm not gonna. If they have multiple tricks there, I'd rather them not use as counter spells. Okay, I knew about that. Why don't I'm such a I knew about that card. I don't know why did I let them do it, but that was very foolish of me. But if they, well, it was foolish of me. I'm just not sure if that was so bad in the end. Hopefully they don't have a kill shot, because if they do, then I don't think I can win anymore. They do have a warm welcome, which is unfortunate, but okay, Jewel Thieves, it's a good one. Yeah, I don't like the idea of trading with the backup agent, but I'm not sure if I have to. I think I'm still interested in killing this Jewel Thief instead of the Speakeasy server here. I can still get rid of this with the Rivetous Charm, actually. I might do that. It also plays, a pump spell won't help there. Disdainful Stroke won't help either. And they have to sacrifice it, so even if they get a sealed counter with the 1 mana white trick, it doesn't help. Okay, that's acceptable, because this still gets sacrificed when I use the charm. So is this a win for me? It's not. Okay, so actually, this gets sacrificed if this is dead. So I'm actually going to see if this is gonna work now. Yep. So I'm taking the 3 here, hopefully. This is gonna be risky, because my game plan is to... Because the thing is that if I draw a creature that costs up to, at most 3 mana, I'll just win assuming they have nothing for this mana. Because this will deal 8 damage. If I have 1, and I will use 3 of my mana to kill this, and then any creature that I can cast on the same turn will be the final 9th point of damage. So I'm gonna gamble here a bit. And that is exactly allowing me to do the... So if they have the... No, I don't think they have the counter spell, but I'm still gonna use this first. That left me... that will leave me green, green, red. So now what I can do is just this, and this is exactly lethal now. Might as well get the swamp here. And they are at 8. Okay. Alright, so did I learn? So again I saw this, but this might still be their only one. There is the Groundbreaker, but I don't think I have any artifact removal either in the red cards. The 5 mana sorcery that deals 5 damage, the red common, it has another mode which is destroy an artifact. I might sideboard it in if I had it, but I don't. So did I learn something? Yeah, I guess, remember, they do have the majestic metamorphosis. I forgot, I totally forgot it in that game, but maybe I will remember it. You usually don't anticipate when opponent has blue producing lands open. You don't anticipate any kind of a power enhancing tricks, but that's not the case because those metamorphosis kind of spells are a thing. I don't think I need to dig up any bodies. It's gonna be a bit of a race situation, I think. Now the reach thing is really interesting against the flyers, but then again, I'm just trying to. I mean, these things kill the 5 mana flyer. I don't think I need the 5 drop here because I don't want it get countered or making it sleep with fishes. I think I'll just thinking about the daring escape, but it's probably not what I want. No, I'll do it like this. I have enough tricks here, removal and tricks, to deal with the creatures, I think. I just have to hope to curve out a little bit better, because now I will be on the draw. So that's more important now, to have a good start here. That is really awkward because it's 5 lands, it is all the colors. And I have a 2-drop, but if I draw a massive amount of lands, I think I still keep it because I have the potential to have a good start here. But of course, if I draw like 2 lands in here, should I have cut a land from the deck? It's too late now. Okay, well that is enough. Now, if this starting hand was these 3 spells and any of these lands, and I drew a land, I would have been happy. So now this is, of course, well, this is now just fantastic, actually. I will play the Socialite because it will, attack as a 3-power creature. And this doesn't, even though this is more evasive. They might have the 3 mana 3/3, for example. They can have an Inspiring Overseer as well, I think. I will take that trade, it's fine. I mean, this draws a card, it just is straight up card advantage. There's no way to prevent it from, always being a 2-for-1 if you trade your creatures for it. That's just an amazing card. So I was able to, draw these non-lands there. I kept the 5-lander and I have drawn 3 spells. That is really good. Civil Servant. This is not a citizen. So I think this is the turn when I'm just using my Antagonize. If this attacks as a 3-power lifelinker once, it's fine. So they can play a citizen and then attack with this, tapping the citizen. I think they are gonna block, and I will use my Antagonize because that allows me to use my mana in an efficient way this turn. Then I can play the Mayhem Patrol. So let's do that. It's safer now also to do it now that they are tapped out. They do have tricks, and this is quite a useful card. And yeah, this will be dealing with the servant if they have citizens, and of course these colors will have easy time having citizens, for instance, like that. Now, of course, they do have a 3/3 flyer there as well. So let's see what I draw. Well, that's not a bad one because that allows me to have an efficient turn. A 2/2 is not that great though. So, well, no matter what, I'm gonna play this and attack with both of my guys. That's like that is going to happen. Now the question is, am I going to use this spell while they are tapped out? And am I gonna kill the flyer if so? Problem is that they might have the, you know, the transformation spell that makes a 4/4. If they play a citizen, that leaves them 3 mana up. I can't really use the call in a professional. This doesn't have a good block on this no matter what. As annoying as it is to leave them a 3/3 flyer, I think I want to get rid of the potential lifelinker and do it while they are tapped out. Now, I have other outs to this thing in the deck, but I feel like that was... Because if they gain 3 life with each attack, it's not great. Okay, now they have that and okay. Well, that's definitely a reasonable card. Yeah, I'm taking 7 there. Now, of course, the situation is such that I could just trade with them. I could just trade with the civil servant now, with the witty roast master, but... Oh, they actually are not attacking with the 4/5. That is odd. Are they really afraid of my counterattack so much? Because they, I mean, if I double block, they're happy to get rid of both of these guys. It's really interesting, actually. What do I do with the strong arm? What do I do with the strong arm here? I'm tempted to just blitz it, give counters to the roast master. I could play it as a 4/5. It's just that 4/5 doesn't really... Not really a great one against... I think I'm gonna blitz it. Red-green is good to leave up. They might have a disdainful stroke here. Yep, well, then it didn't matter which mode I choose for it. Okay, so with that, I'm losing to the flyer. So now if I did kill, and they didn't even play any citizen after that, so might have been a... Well, I mean, I knew it's possible they don't have any citizens, but if they did... Okay. Well, now I basically need my rare. That's the only way that can actually make me survive. This is gonna be a 5 power flyer. I'm dead into attacks. They definitely should attack with their strong arm, and now they did. I mean, I'm losing 2 creatures. They can also do that. Okay, so now I need to just be lucky. Just be lucky, that's the only way to... Yeah. I need my rare. That's the only way that can give me a chance here. Well, there's nothing I can do about here than just pass the turn. It seems also that the opponent is holding... Yeah, they have priority, so they have warm welcome there. So 1/1 plus a creature. Okay, they didn't hit a creature, but sadly that is not even mattering now. I will lose here. They should definitely... Because this equipment gives trample, they should give the strong arm. Make it a 6/6 trampler. And then Then they have a 9 power of trample in the ground. Okay, that's, I think, wrong, because that thing has trample already. They could have made 9 power of trample in the ground by equipping the strong arm here. And then I take 3 in the air, so I couldn't... I can only block for 6 power. So that would have been a lethal attack for them. But, I mean, it doesn't matter, because... Don't know even if I... Because I have to now jump block and... Jump block and... I'll take 3, I'm at 3 at least, this will trample over, so... Guess I have to... But how do I win it? I don't win any anyway. If I had a creature at instant speed, well, I don't. This will trample still 1. I will be at 2 here. Okay. I guess I could have double blocked in well, it doesn't matter because no matter, even if I draw my rare now, I will lose. It's not enough. I can kill one of the creatures and the Groundbreaker. It's not gonna work because the remaining attack is gonna be lethal. So yep, opponent had just way too much good stuff going on there. Not much of a chance for me there. It was basically just, I mean, even if I did use my removal not on the Civil Servant but on the Speak Easy server, based on what they drew, especially the equipment here, and me having just not enough creatures and large. I know I did sideboard out my large creatures, but I really thought that with their 3-color deck it would be less like them being aggressive. But I suppose they just were a green-white deck in the end that splashed for a Disdainful Stroke. And also the double caster blue spell, the Sleep with the Fishes. Yeah, maybe I misjudged the sideboarding part here. It could be that I was supposed to keep the 4-5, at least one of the 4-5 reach guys and the 5-5 Menace Vigilance thing. But it's fine. I got 2 wins and the deck was actually quite nice, I think. The splash, light black splash was, I think the power of these cards is, well, these 2 and this, just is there because it helped with the splash a bit as well. Is worth the splash, especially when you have the fixing. I didn't really. No, well, I think I played most of the cards a few times. Yeah, I was able to use all of these. All of these were relevant in the game, so I like the deck. And that finishes this event, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.